behalf of the city, we definitely welcome you here today. What you're doing is a noble cause, and you should be commended for that. As everybody knows, climate change is an issue that many generations are going to be faced with and have to deal with in the future. And I noticed that you are wearing some of the city pins.
Yes, we
are. So I have a few city pins for you, and I hope that you'll wear them and take them on your journey to Ottawa.
We're not going away. We're going to talk to you later.
No more delay, no more denial from successive federal government on what is in fact the #1 global security issue of our time. Rapid climate change directly impacts on quality of life, on economic health, on species extinction, on conflict over disappearing resources, on environmental refugees, on extreme weather events, on air quality. I could go on. We are running out of time. We cannot afford quarter measures or timid half measures. We must act in full measure to demonstrate political courage and responsible government in Canada. We need cap and trade, and we need a revenue neutral green tax shift, and we need regulations, and we need incentives. My message to Prime Minister Stephen Harper and Federal Minister John Baird that you can take to Ottawa is that climate change is not a public relations exercise, but a real and present danger. And you are deeply letting down Canadians with your lack of leadership and your lack of responsible government. You know, in one key aspect, the Kyoto Accord was a success. It showed Canadian voters which political leaders we can trust to follow through on their promises and which ones we can't. The Conservative government clearly doesn't get it with their deceptive intensity targets, attempting to confuse the debate by changing the accepted baseline reference for greenhouse gases from 1990 to 2006. And by putting forward a very weak plan that even their own blue ribbon panel, the Roundtable on Economy and the Environment, said can't work. And their target is 3% below 1990 levels by 2020. And that can't work. And because they don't get it, we need to recycle this government, and we need to recycle them soon.
We have a 19th century system, political system, that is based on parties, factions in our parliament, and we need to, on this particular issue, get over that and work together. We need people to elect people who can develop consensus and address the issue in a direct way. It's very clear that's what the people want, and that's what we need in our next parliament. People who will work together across party lines to solve this issue.
I think we really have to work in future to make sure we reduce the carbon emission levels in our country significantly, because if we don't, who else is going to bother? And yes, we can say that the others have to too, they do, but we need to set an example, as Canada has so often in the past on various issues, and I hope that that will happen on this one.
That climate change is here, and we better start dealing with the after effects. Whether we're talking about provincially, whether we're talking about nationally, internationally, or each and every one of us in our own lives. I would like to congratulate you. There's absolutely nothing that you said that I don't agree with. We have to deal with it. In the province of Ontario, we are in intensive negotiations and discussions right now with both the province of Quebec and the Western Climate Initiatives. We want to implement as soon as possible a cap and trade system. We have to rid ourselves and wean ourselves over the next number of years off fossil fuels. There are different ways of getting energy in this great big world that we live in. And think of the wind energy project that's currently taking place on Wolf Island. We need more projects like that. We need solar energy projects. We need biomass projects, etc. We are working on that provincially. We need the assistance, obviously, of the federal government. They are an integral part of that. This isn't a partisan issue. It should involve each and every one of us in whichever aspect of life that we're involved in. We have to deal with it. And the mere fact that in India and China, people want to reach our standard of life, and as a result they are producing more greenhouse gas emissions right now, is absolutely no reason why we in Ontario and in Canada should not be doing something about it. I'm with you 100%.
3, 2, 1!
Sunshine Walk!